Hey guys, Pastor Jeff here with a weekend update and want to remind you, if you're receiving this before 8 o'clock in the morning, please make your way to one of our campuses and pray. The most important thing we ever do as a congregation is to seek the face of the Lord in prayer. I wanted to talk to you today about Jesus Christ and his earthly ministry, and two of the most impactful moments that I read about him. One is his baptism and one is his transfiguration, because there's an event that happens in both places where we get to hear his Father speak audibly over him. In Matthew chapter 3, we see Jesus come up out of the water and the Father's voice booms as the Holy Spirit is residing upon him in the shape of a dove. And we read, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I love. In him I am well pleased." We see it later where we see it in the transfiguration. "This is my beloved Son, whom I love, and him I am well pleased. Listen to him." And Jesus said, this is for your benefit that you hear it. It's as if Jesus is saying, I and my Father are one. I hear my Father speak words of blessing over me all the time. This is so that you can hear what's going on in me that you don't get to hear with your ears, that I hear clearly all the time. And there's something significant about a father's blessing to his sons. It doesn't take more than a cursory read in the Old Testament to see how important it was to get the blessing of the Father, how there was a fight for that blessing, how the Father speaking words of blessing over his children was so important. And the fact is that nothing's changed, that all of us in our heart have a desire for our Father to speak words of blessing over us. Some of us had the privilege of that. Some of us have not had the privilege of it. Some of us never will get the privilege of that. But yet in our heart, there's this desire. And here's the good news. The good news is that our God is the Father of the fatherless. So even if in this world, on this side of heaven, you do not have a great earthly father, our Father who is in heaven can be your Father. It's so important. This weekend we're celebrating Father's Day, and I just want to tell the men of our church what a blessing it is. There's no more significant role you'll ever play in your life than that as a dad. As you honor your wife, as you lay down your life for your wife, as you bless your kids, I would encourage you dads to consider giving a verbal blessing to your children. It can be simple. It can be short. But it needs to be truthful, it needs to be authentic, and it needs to be something that builds your children up, because you know what, dads? Your kids want to hear from you. They can hear from their coach, they can hear from their teachers. Most of the time when your kids hear from an adult, it's negative words, it's self-defeating words, it's words that tell you how you could be better if you only did. So dads, if you get a chance, pull each one of your kids aside. Just tell them, this is why I love you. This is why you're special. This is why you're significant. And this is why you're significant to me. I love you. You're significant. And you're a blessing. Just tell them, I love you. You're significant. And you're a blessing. Do it eyeball to eyeball. Do it face to face. Let them see your words come out of your mouth. And I promise you, it's going to have significant impact in their lives, because you as a dad are the only one that can do that for your own children. So be a blessing to your kids this week. Make Father's Day special by being a verbal blessing to your wife and a verbal blessing to your kids. I know if you do that and you build up your wife, we didn't talk about wives at home, but build up your wife too. Tell her why she's so special. Tell her why you would have chose her all over again. Tell her why she's significant. Tell her why you are blessed that she belongs to you, that you are one with her. And bless your children. Make this Father's Day a Father's Day to remember, not because of the gift that you're going to be given, not because your kids say Happy Father's Day or give you a card, but because of the way that you verbally bless your wife and your children. Look forward to being back in the book of Nehemiah with you tomorrow. And until I see you, know this from my heart to yours, that you are loved